Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Orchid Man UK channel. This is Rob, and hi there, everyone. And in this video, I decided to make a very quick December, actually not very quick, a December what's in bloom update, because I haven't done any updates like that for quite a long time. So I have a lot of plants which are in bloom right now, and I just wanted to share them with you. This is not going to be the most amazingly beautiful looking video as I'm currently watering every single thing I have. However, I'll try to show you all the plants that are blooming, and there's a lot of them that actually bloom for me for the first time. And I'll show you some new things that I have in bloom or that are getting in bloom. So let's quickly start with this one. So as you can see in the video, this is a beautiful BLC golden peacock, which is a hybrid with Paphiopedilum and some other Leleocataleya ones, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's been in bloom for the last 3 months. It is a very good, healthy looking plant, and yeah, the color is extremely vivid, and I'm extremely happy with it, so I cannot complain about this one. And it's been doing really well for me. I think it likes the warm temperatures, and it's generally happy with the sunny location it is in now. So let you just give a bit of close-up on the actual color. You can see how bright and orange this is. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, next one in the lineup is my LC actually. So this is Leleocataleya Tropical Pointer Galaxy, and if you can see this, it has a flower sheath, and if you look very much closer, you can see there's something forming in there, and the flower sheath has already broken, and you can see flower buds in there, which is the first for me because I had this one for almost 2.5 years or something like that, and it never bloomed for me. It was always bloom size. You can see there's a lot of flower sheaths already in there. However, the flowers never formed. So this year I kind of disregarded it, and I put it on the balcony, and it's sat on the balcony till late October in the cold. And I think the cold itself initiated the flowers to the flower sheet to, fill and get a flower spike. So I'm extremely happy to have this in bloom, and I'm looking forward to seeing this bloom for me, because I never had it, and it's a wonderful birthday gift I've been given. And yeah, let's just do a zoom so you can see all the flower buds inside. It's probably going to be like 6 or 7 or maybe more of them, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to them. Once they actually get out of the sheet, that just means it's going to be down the hill. So let's just hope, fingers crossed, it's not going to blast for me, because if it does, I'll be really disappointed. But at least it means that I figure out an orchid out, so it means that just not over caring for it and letting it in the natural temperatures is good for it. So if you have a LC Tropical Pointer Galaxy and it's not blooming for you, just leave it outside over the summer and let the temperature drop work its magic. Okay, let's move to the next one. So next in the lineup, I thought I'm gonna open the Paphiopedilum section with some gorgeous beauties. So next in the lineup is the Paphiopedilum Harry Stage, which I purchased already in flower, not full of flower, it was in spike, from Orchid and Vishman, and it is a absolutely marvelous little Paphiopedilum with not that little flower, because you can see compared to my hand it's absolutely humongous. So I am deeply happy with this orchid, and as you can see, it is very compact and it's quite small, and the flower is absolutely gorgeous. It has this lovely yellow to greenish dorsal petal with the orange yellow side petals and a tan lip. So the dorsal petal itself is quite big, and the side ones are too, and it's a lovely little plant, and I'm extremely happy with it. And this is something, and especially if you really like it, go to Orchid and Fishman, because it's for €13 right now, and just get one for yourself because you're gonna be so chuffed with it. Okay, next one in the lineup. Okay, next one is Paphiopedilum Harbor Comet. This one is also from Orchid and Fishman, and it came without flower spikes. So these are all mine. However, this Paphiopedilum came to me as a... I've been told it's been divided. The whole huge plant has been divided before it was sold. And the division came with only one root. So right now I'm extremely worried about this little guy. Well, it's not that little. About this guy trying to bloom its heart out, and after the bloom goes, it's not gonna recover. However, it's not doing that bad so far. I will let it bloom, and once the blooms are done, maybe after 2-3 weeks, I'll just cut them off and let it recover. Yeah, but as you can see, it's a quite big plant. It's a very complex hybrid that oh god, it's been registered back in 1960s, and the flowers are absolutely gorgeous. It has been one of the results of the Paphiopedilum Hellas. So it's a absolutely amazing white and tan goldish Paphiopedilum, and I will show you once it's in bloom. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it has 2 flower spikes. There's also a new growth coming down there. So I just really hope that if it blooms, it's gonna look well. I'll take some shots and videos, and I'm gonna cut the flowers off and let it recover and just gain some more strength, because after this situation, I'm kind of worried it might not bloom for the next at least year and two. Because it's going to take him a long time to just get back in my shape. But all the roots, the missing roots, they've been cleaned, and I'm really hoping that the new growth that's coming down there is actually going to send some new growths there, and everything is going to be fine. Okay, next one. Next one in the lineup is the very cute Paphiopedilum Just a Doll, which is a hybrid, primary hybrid between Paphiopedilum gratrixianum and Paphiopedilum Charla's worthy. It is a very cute tan and red flower, as you can see on the video, and it's very small actually, compared to every other Paphiopedilum I have, especially ones that have gratrixianum in the parenthood. This is very small. And it's very cute, and it's very vigorous, and the flowers are very lovely and long lasting. This one has been in flower probably 3 months now, and yeah, it's still going strong, and it's looking cute, and it's one of those very nice additions. If you love Paphiopedilums, this is something that's going to bloom for you year and year on, and it's going to produce a lot of flowers, and it's always going to make you happy. Right, let's move to the next one. Right, this one requires a zoom. So this is Paphiopedilum Phibs, which I purchased from Orchid and Fishman. This is a lovely miniature white Paphiopedilum. I really like it. It has 2 lovely flowers. The other one has been a bit squashed in the transport. This is a Paphiopedilum which I purchased because my colleague Olivia from Sweden constantly keeps bombarding me with news about her Rosy Dawn getting a new flower spike, and that orchid is absolutely amazing, and mine is currently growing and doing stuff, but not doing the flower spiky stuff. So I decided I'm gonna get myself a small white hybrid just to make myself feel better, and I really like it. So let's move to the next one. Now, this is a extremely curious and interesting plant, mostly because this was sold to me and labeled as the Paphiopedilum Charla's worthy species. So firstly, you can say and tell this is not the Charla's worthy species, which is slightly disappointing. However, the plant that I've been given is absolutely stunning. So I cannot complain about this. As you can see, the plant itself is amazingly deep magenta red. It's absolutely huge also compared to the size of the plant itself. The flower is huge and it's very big, and the lip, the dorsal lip, is absolutely huge, and so compared to my hand, this is humongous. So I do not know what this hybrid is. It is definitely a complex hybrid, a very red complex hybrid, and it looks amazing. So I am not going to complain. I'm not going to say, oh, sorry, this is not what I wanted, because it's an amazing flower and I'm very happy with it. Next one. Now, with this one, I'm going to be cheating a bit, because this is a Paphiopedilum which I purchased from Orchid and Dishman from the winter sale collection, and it already had a small flower spike, but it's now getting bigger. This plant had a bit of unhappy, sad journey, because it got stuck in the post office for the whole weekend and a day, and it was extremely cold during the night. So I'm just really happy it's doing well. So as you can see, first of all, the plant itself, it's quite small. So the foliage is quite tiny. It's very wide. It's very small and compact looking. However, when we go to the parentage, so this is the Paphiopedilum Lancer crossed with a hybrid between Paphiopedilum Blood Rose and Winston Churchill Redoubtable. So as you can hear and see, this guy has really precious parentage, and as far as I know, it's going to have huge, very dark red and tan flowers. I am extremely looking forward to it, because this is the complex hybrid that the dorsal petal doesn't have spots. It has stripes, and I have a lot of spotted ones, and I'm actually really looking forward to have one that has a flaming waterfall on top of its dorsal petal. So yeah, the plant is doing really well. It's opening right now. As you can see, the pouch is opening, and you can see the top of the dorsal lip coming out slowly. So yeah, it's looking really well. Now, this one is my second oldest Paphiopedilum, except the Clair de Lune, which is a American hybrid, which I got from a Dutch nursery, Phipps. I think it's Phipps. I think it's exactly the same nursery that has created the Paphiopedilum Phipps, the white one, and this is a Paphiopedilum American hybrid Phipps. So as you can see, it's a very big and unruly plant. This is a hybrid between Gratrixianum, Charlesworthy, possibly Insigni, and some other ones. And it has a very long flower spike, and I'm very happy, because last year, because it has been divided, and I sold some of the division because it was just way too big, and it's getting way too big again. It has a tendency to growing huge. The flower was very small, and it was caused by stress. So this year, because it had a very good environment, the flower spike is much bigger, and the flower itself is going to be huge. So I'm very happy with that. So yeah, if you didn't know, that's a good tip for you. If your Paphiopedilum is going under stress, and it has been recently divided, and a lot of its vigor and strength has to be moved somewhere else, the flowers are going to be much smaller, and they're going to look slightly faded. However, if you give them time to recover, the flower spikes and the flowers themselves are going to be much more colorful and bigger in size. Anyway, let's move to the next one. So, this is the Paphiopedilum Liana. This little guy, actually it's not that little. This is a hybrid between Paphiopedilum spicerianum and Paphiopedilum insigni. And as you can see, it is quite big actually. The flower spike itself, it is very thin, but the flower is quite big, and it's very lovely. It has this nice green tint to it with the purple spotting, which is very characteristic to Spicerianum, and the other spots which are from Insigni, the white dorsal petal and the brown in pouch. The plant itself, it's not compact, but it's not large. This is entirely my broom because I purchased it at the beginning of the year, and it took it ages to recover because I really thought the seller was really dodgy. However, I'm very happy with the flower, and it looks absolutely amazing. And I've actually been told that there's a difference between a winter and a summer bloom. So give it time, the flower might develop into a yellowish undertone, and I'm extremely really happy with it. And it's fairly easy to grow. It requires just watering and a lot of sun. Not Cataleya's type of sun, but still bright light. And yeah, oh, if you probably want to know, this was one of the type of Paphiopedilum orchids that back in the Victorian times they used to use as corsages for your hands and decorations. And you can probably still find them in a lot of flower shops selling as bouquets. Okay, let's move to the next one. Right guys, next one is this Paphiopedilum complex hybrid, which is the so-called Bulldog type, because you have the complex hybrids which are very much like Gratrixianum with Insigni and Charles Worthy and Phalaenopsis, and they create very nice, tall, elegant plants. This one is the type that has huge bulky flower with huge dorsal petals and side petals. Now this one is from Orchid Garden, which the plant itself is a bit of a child of a conflict, because initially I've ordered two, and I politely requested, can you guys send me two different complex hybrids, which each of them was going to be visibly different from the other, so the size of the leaves and the size of the plant. So they sent me one, and their excuse was, oh, the person who was packing this made a mistake, place another order, we might send you the plant you paid for. And I was like, well, sorry, no, because it's your mistake. You should be bearing the consequences of this. So either you give me your money or we're going to deal with this differently. So they didn't refuse to give me my money. They wanted me to pay additional money for a separate order just so I can get a plant I already paid for, which then came out to not be in stock. So I kind of got really ballistic on them, and they ended up giving me money, which was very unfair, because if you place an order with a seller, you would probably expect to have better communication, say like, oh, we're really sorry, we only have one, we don't have the other in stock, so we'll give you back the money. Anyway, this one is doing really well, and as you can see, the flower itself is quite big. I'm hoping it's going to grow taller. There's another one hiding just here. It's taking it a bit to grow because I've had to repot it initially, and I don't know how this flower is going to look like. So it might be a yellow one or a green one or a red one or brown, tan, red, anything under the sun. So I'm actually quite excited to see how this one blooms. So keep up with me and you'll know too. Let's go to the next one. Now this monster weed, which I like to call it, is the famous and absolutely amazing Paphiopedilum Bulldog, which for me is always the king and crown of my blooms. This is the one that has beautiful white and orangish yellows flowers, which are absolutely amazing and huge. And this year I am up to a treat, because you can see there is 2 flower spikes here, and there's a third one forming here, and there is a possibility of having a 4th flower spike. So this is absolutely humongous this year, and it's gonna be the main decoration for probably Christmas or January, February, something like that. It looks amazing, and I'm really hoping to see it bloom again, because I absolutely love this plant. And recently I discovered on German websites that this plant, which I purchased for like £14 a long time ago, like 2.5 years ago. Right now is worth at least £40–50 for a single growth. So I'm extremely happy with this. It's actually good to know that plants like this, the old type of complex hybrids, are getting back in value now. So I'm really happy about this. And I will keep you updated about the plumes and keep up with the channel, and you'll be probably most likely to see the 3 or 4 flower spikes soon. Okay, let's go to the next one. So the last one from the Paphiopedilums to show you is the Paphiopedilum Clair, the Lune, that has been in bloom for the last 2.5 months now with 4 flower spikes. And it has a 5th flower spike appearing just as the first starts to fade. So yeah, you know, every single year this plant is going absolutely mental, growing more and more, having more and more spikes. So I can only say I'm extremely happy with this one, and it's always a treat to see this one bloom because it is an absolutely gorgeous plant with its lovely white and green blooms, and the blooms are huge. So, and the amount of them is very enjoyable. Sadly, this thing has reached a absolutely humongous size, and it will be quite possible I will have to divide it probably next year because it's just too big. And there's a lot of old, dead, dying growths that might at one point just end up splitting the plant in half. Anyway, I'll see what will happen next year, and I'll keep you updated. So let's move to the next one. And lastly, I thought I'll make a additional clip about 2 Phalaenopsis, which are absolutely horrid to video. Because I didn't spike them. I don't like spiking my Phalaenopsis. I like them hanging in a natural way. So yeah, this is the first one, which was bought as a no ID from the local Scottsdales and actually came out to be a name hybrid. Don't remember the name. I have it saved somewhere. It's C something. It's a very, very lovely, very weird Asian name, and this one is absolutely lovely in colors. I have a lot of flowers. You can see there's another flower spike there, and it has a very, very nice sweetish, something between tart and sweet, like a raspberry, homemade black raspberry, some one of the walled fruits jam. And yeah, it's very, very nice, and it's very, very addictive. So you start smelling it once and you can't stop. The plant is doing really well. All my Phalaenopsis enjoyed the fact that they are in the summer, they are in a very bright position, and this year they absolutely gone mental with the amount of flower spikes. And I will show you in a second on the compare of my another Phalaenopsis, which also I thought it's a no idea, but it's actually a name hybrid. So yeah, let's go to this one. Right, so this video has to be done from the grove area without the nice background. The lighting isn't the best because this guy the flower spike is so long that it's impossible for me to put it on that area without actually knocking it over. So as you can see, it's I don't also remember the ID. I have it saved someone. It's a very weird Spanish name, and yeah, it has already 3 flowers open. And if I move here, so you can see the flower spike itself. So it's 1, 2, and then it's the main flower spike, and there's another sub spike hanging here. So yeah, just in case you want to know, if you have complex Phalaenopsis hybrids and you give them a lot of sun, they go absolutely mental. So, and so you can see this is the growth area, and there's a lot of other Paphiopedilums which are growing well, but no updates on them. Also, this is the Vishman secret orchid, which actually came out to be but based on some research I've done, it's going to be a Rosioglossum, which I never had. And if it's the Grande, I'm going to be very, very happy with it because I always wanted to have one. Now, the plants you can see. So this is the Paphiopedilum Varvara Penny Valley, which constantly keeps teasing me with having something in the fan, and it's just a new leaf. This guy, I'm just losing hope for it. This is the Paphiopedilum Barclay something, I don't remember anymore. This is the Capablanca, which has a flower spike, but it's too deep to show you. And this one is the Paphiopedilum Moquiatum and Anatum, which has absolutely amazing flowers. I can't wait for this. And this little guy, which is actually doing really well, this is the Tetraspis Modesta, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. And the upper shelf, we have all the small hybrids, which are currently recovering in the semi-shade sunny location, growing really nicely. And this is another Phalaenopsis seedling, which is the Dietrich star. It's doing well. It's all doing well. And now here in the bottom shelf, so this one I should show you. This is another complex hybrid, which is the Lip Wunder, however you say it, with Glaucophyllum, and it's doing really well. However, the flower is not coming out yet, too high to actually show it. This one is the Paphiopedilum Demura, which is showing a slow growth on the flower spike, but you can't see anything, and I had to repot it. And this is the Paphiopedilum Liana, which I would hope it's going to have a flower spike soon, because it would be amazing if it does. And yeah, guys, as you can see, this is my crazy Paphiopedilum jungle full of flowers. So I can only take you to the actual display, which is here, which is looking very nice, and yeah, extremely happy with this. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll keep you updated soon. And if you like this and you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below, and just subscribe to my channel for any updates on Paphiopedilum orchids if you are crazy about those slipper goddesses like I am. See you soon. Rob.